Hi guys and welcome to Team Leeki's Week 11 team building session. So this is our last week of the MBL Season 2. This week we're going up against Team Subs. If we win this match, we guarantee playoffs. If we don't, we've got to kind of rely on Team Jamie to beat Team Dream Ball. Not Team Dream Ball, Team Wee Disney for us. Yeah. I'm joined, as you already know, by my good friend and teammate Hibiki.
Hi friends.
So this week, going up against Team Subs, they've got an interesting draft. I'll just quickly go through the Pokemon for you guys. You can see on your screen right now, they've got that Mega Lucario, Clefable, Mew, Hitmontop, Crobat, Raikou, Druddiagong, however you pronounce that weird dragon thing, Shiftry, Seismitoad and Typhlosion. So they've got quite a mix of different Pokemon here, a lot of support options, a lot of follow me options there with the Clefable, Lucario. Fake Out everywhere seems to be on this team. You've got Mew, Hitmontop and Shiftry. You've got some big threats as well, like the Typhlosion that can fire off big eruptions. And Crobat as well is immune to Fake Out. So they've got a weird mix of Pokemon, but I feel like we've got a good game plan going into this, mate.
Yeah, for sure. There's like a bunch of things on the team that could be very problematic for us, but we try to build around those things as much as we can with the team that we came up with. I guess we'll just go over the team if you pull it up on the showdown.
Yeah. Oh, so there it is, mate. And here we go. So I'll pull up the Necrozma first.
Yeah, so that's your side of the team, so maybe you go over that first.
Yeah, so we kind of like looking over their team. You can see that they've not really got too much on their team that would cause any issues if we got a Trick Room up. So I think this week we definitely want to go with Trick Room. If we can get a Abomasnow and Rhyperior in a Trick Room kind of scenario, then it's going to be quite easy for us to kind of rip holes right through their team. So that was the main thing. With Necrozma, obviously it's quite straightforward. We've got the Psychium Z, and that's kind of to help us against Taunt, really. So, you know, they've got quite a few Taunt users on their team. So we can go the Z Trick Room if we want. That guarantees the Trick Room to be set up. We've got X-Scissor there, and that just gives us coverage, because otherwise if we don't go with that, we've got no way of hitting the Shiftry. And I'm pretty sure the X-Scissor picks up the one-hit KO on Shiftry, and that's with like no investment. Trick Room, as I've said, we need that, and then Protect. But the nice thing with the Psychium Z is if we don't require it to set the Trick Room up, then we've got the Psychic that we can have, the Shattered Psychic, to take advantage of that, which is pretty nice. So the EV spread, I can't remember too much, because I think you did a little bit on this, mate. Oh, did we both work on it? I can't really remember too much what it's meant to be doing.
I think we both worked on it. I think it just tried to make it as bulky as possible to survive some weird combinations like Scarf Typhlosion, Eruption plus maybe a Super Thing from Crobat.
Yeah.
I think it was stuff like that we tried to avoid getting one killed by. I think this spread pretty much guarantees that we're not going to be taken down in one turn unless some like Bug Z moves suddenly appear or something like that. So, or like Dark type Z move from Shiftry.
Yeah. So that kind of covers the Necrozma. Do you want to go to your lead, mate, or do you want me just to go through mine and then we can go to yours?
Yeah, just go through your team first, I guess, through the other two, and then we'll cover the lead setup this time.
Cool, so the other two Pokemon I got on my side of the field, next is that Mega Gyarados. So we've went pretty standard with Mega Gyarados here. Adamant invested a little bit in HP and then dumped a lot in speed. And I think, what was the speed? Was it to, I think it guarantees we outspeed
After
Mega.
Dragon Dance, it's outspeeding Raikou.
Yeah, which is super nice. So we've went for Waterfall, Crunch, because it gives us nice options against things like the Mew. I guess that's pretty much it. Outside, well,
yeah,
Seismitoad as well. So. Yeah. And then we've got Abomasnow to make up the final Pokemon on this side of the field. Abomasnow, like I was saying at the start, if we can get Rhyperior and Abomasnow on the field when we've got the Trick Room up, they're going to be quite devastating to kind of just rip through everything in their team. Like if you look at their team, the Mega Lucario is going to get hit by earthquakes. the Mew isn't going to want to take a big, like, potentially Tectonic Rage. They do have Wide Guard, which we do need to be careful of on the Hitmon top, but Crobat goes down to the ice type attacks, Raikou goes to the ground, Druddigon again, ice, Shiftry ice, the Seismitoad is the grass, and then we've got the ground or the rock for the Typhlosion. So those two kind of cover everything on their team pretty nicely, and will definitely underspeed everything other than that Druddigon that can potentially underspeed a Abomasnow, but it's unlikely that they bring it to this match anyway. Moveset is Blizzard, which is standard. We've got Energy Ball, Hidden Power Ground, and Protect. We've put the Life Orb on it. Hidden Power Grounds just to give us a bit of coverage against the Mega Lucario and the Typhlosion if they are causing issues and we haven't got maybe Rhyperior out at the time and we can't get any ground type attacks off to hit them with. At least we've got something that will do a decent amount of damage to those Pokemon if they're out on the field in front of the Abomasnow. But that kind of wraps up my side of the field. It is pretty straightforward, but I don't think we needed to go too fancy pants with it this week.
Yeah, for sure. So guess we'll move over to my side of the field.
There we go.
First up, we're going to have our second lead Pokemon, which is going to be the Mega Beedrill. Which seems a little bit unusual. I don't think we've actually ever gone for something like a Necrozma Beedrill lead before. But our train of thought here is basically that we just cover a lot of options with that. We know that team subs like to lead with Mew, for example. So having that U-turn available right away is very handy. Gives us a little bit of a better position against something like Shiftry coming out. It's good against Clefable because of Poison Jab. We still deal decent damage to Mega Lucario with Drill Run. There's just a lot on their team that does not want to stare down a Beedrill right away that could potentially come out as a lead for them. The only big issue with that is something like a Scarf Typhlosion lead, and we've thought long about that, whether or not we want to take that risk, but we've never actually seen them lead with that, I think, before in the multi-battle league, so chances are they're not doing that now either.
Yeah. And
it's just a risk we're taking. The payoff is that we have a really good lead option against pretty much anything they have, so that's pretty nice. And in terms of moves, it's very basic: U-turn, Poison Jab, Drill Run, Protect. And for EVs, we're just aiming to outspeed Raikou, just like with the +1 Gyarados we have, and then we're dumping the rest of the attack. And that means we have some leftover EVs for defense, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's worth noting as well, mate, because we did, like, when we were talking about the Scarf Typhlosion potentially being a lead from them, that we were discussing whether Ambipom would be better in that slot than the Beedrill for the fake out support, at least to help us burn potentially a fake out from their side of the field. But we felt that Beedrill, that lead is not likely, and Beedrill's going to be so instrumental in getting rid of the Clefable. I think that was the big kind of plus point to put Mega Beedrill in there over the Ambipom, because the Clefable, we don't have too much that can hit it like for good damage, never mind pick up a one-hit KO on it, but the Beedrill can just punch holes straight through it and really render it kind of useless pretty quickly. So it's going to be quite important for us to reserve it for a late game, maybe if Clefable's still sticking around, or just if we've got an opportunity early game just to land a big poison jab onto it to remove it from the field. So I think we're making the right decision bringing the Beedrill of the Ambipom. We've got the Ambipom in team preview, so it kind of throws them a little bit, but I feel like the Beedrill's definitely the right choice here, but I'll let you carry on, mate.
Yeah, that's the thing, just as you said, just having Ambipom on team preview I think is going to give us a very good insurance against that potential Typhlosion lead. I don't think they would do that with Ambipom. Being the fastest fake out user in the multi-battle league, I don't think anybody else has a faster fake out user, so
no.
Yeah, that's going to be problematic for them. So we're going to go through with this lead, and we're going to move on to the second Pokemon, which is going to be the Sylveon. Yeah, if you look at Team Sub's team, Sylveon is actually pretty good. We hit pretty much everything neutral with Hyper Voice or for super effective damage. The only thing that actually resisted is the Crobat, and the two big things that can threaten the Sylveon are Mega Lucario and Crobat. So, yeah, kind of obvious choice to bring it this time around, and Also looking at their team, they don't have a lot of very strong physical attackers, so calm mindset kind of makes sense to us. Just not only because it boosts the damage output without doing something like leftovers or choice specs, but also because we increase the bulk a little bit there on the special side. Gonna run a very standard attacking moveset there with Hyper Waste and Side Shock. Side Shock is really handy to hit Crowbat with, so that's gonna be very valuable. And then Calm Mind and Protect. I'm gonna give the leftovers just so we can recover a little bit of health back. Synergizes well with the Calm Mind stat and also cancels out the hail damage from Osirus' Bonus. So yeah, kind of basic, but I think it will be very effective in this matchup. Just such a good Pokemon, and yeah, they don't really have any resist besides the Crobat, so those Hyper Wastes are going to be very scary. Yeah. And in terms of EVs, it's also very basic, you know, just maximizing HP, give it minimum speed because we're running in Trick Room, obviously. And it sits at this weird speed tier that, yeah, like the only base 60 mon they have is Clefable. And most of the other stuff is either faster or it's very slow, like the Tortigon. So go min speed there, and I'm not sure I remember what the defense is for. I think it might have been something like Mega Lucario Bullet Punch or a Crobat Poison Jab.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the Bullet Punch, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the Bullet Punch makes the most sense. I think we take that. It's very hard to like 1-KO this Sylveon, and then we just dump the rest into special attack for some big damage. So yeah, pretty fond of that Sylveon. Going to be very good in this matchup. So glad we're bringing it. And I guess we can move on to the Rhyperior.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a Boomsnow's partner in crime, as Lee already explained before. Just really good coverage against their whole team with a Boomsnow and Rhyperior. This time around, going to run the Roundium Z again, just because it seems very effective against the team all around. Rockium would be an option, but you know, it gives us a little bit less options against Mega Lucario. And having the Groundium Z option available instead of an Earthquake when we sit next to the Boomsnow or maybe Gyarados after when Mega or Dini Crows was also very nice. So decided to go with Earthquake this time around. Rock Slide, just so we have a good spread move there. Also something to hit Crobat with, and you can always go for flinches. So that's pretty nice. And looking at the team, Ground Rock is actually pretty good coverage against pretty much all of their team. So we figured going Substitute would be pretty good because we can take advantage of them stalling on our Trick Room. You know, turn these empty turns where they might double Protect into getting a free solo with Rhyperior. So that's kind of pretty nice. And Protect is the last move to round it out. EV is also very basic, just max HP. Almost max attack, 20 defense, I think were for... it might be Mega Lucario, Bullet Punch again, or something like Hypnotop Close Combat. I just remember that we need those 20 to swap one of these things 100%, so we dump 20 points into that. And yeah, the bluff on my side is going to be the Rotom Frost, you know, it's just going to be there. Kind of hint at a possible hail mode that we do have with the Boomsnow, but leaving it behind this time around, just because we need all the other Pokemon a little bit more. It would be a decent Pokemon in the matchup, I believe, but a Boomsnow already takes good care of all these Ice-type weak Pokemon, and the Grass coverage is actually a little bit better because of Seismitoad.
Yeah. I think that really wraps it up. It's not really too complicated this week, mate. It's pretty straightforward. And I think, you know, if we can get the Trick Room up, and I think the board position that we need early on is just the Abomasnow and the Rhyperior, or even, you know, the Sylveon and the Necrozma is another really great Trick Room like combination. If we can get those two in and start just, you know, the Mew might be a bit of an issue, but other than that, we can just start firing off attacks or boosting up with Sylveon, and then really like just starting to gain some momentum in the match pretty easily with that side of things. I don't really feel like they've got too much for Trick Room. I think the only things that we have to be kind of a little bit wary about are maybe Raw from a certain few Pokemon that could potentially put a spanner in the works. But other than that, we kind of know what they've got and we know how to kind of go up against it. It's just the little tricks that, you know, might throw us off here and there. But I feel like our game plan's solid enough to kind of get us through that sort of thing. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident about it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like especially compared to our last week's team with the Celebrate Sylveon, this might seem a little bit like straightforward or boring even, but I think it's just a very effective team for what we're up against. So we're just going to rely on you know, like the basic strengths our Pokemon have, not get too fancy with it, and try to close out this season with another win to hopefully give us the playoff position.
Yeah, and that's all we want. So that's another thing why it's nice just to go a bit more solid straight down the line here. We know what we've got to do. We've got a clean game plan going into this. We've got just solid Pokemon all over the field. And we just kind of need to just keep to the game plan, and hopefully nothing goes wrong in the match, and we should be able to kind of clutch this one out really, and make those playoffs like we want to do. So that would be ideal, but we'll just have to see what happens. We just need to go into the match and just take it each turn at a time, I think. But I think we'll be alright, mate. I think we'll be good.
Alright guys, so thanks for watching this team builder. Make sure to check out the battle tomorrow on my channel. I'm gonna go up at 9 p.m. No wait, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, so 9 p.m. my time. As usual, so gonna be the last battle of this what's it even called? Group phase, I guess, of the MBL, so week 11. Make sure to tune in. Make also sure to watch Team Sub's side of the battle, their team builder, so you guys can find out what we're up against. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up. Any last words from you?
Nah, just hope it goes well, mate. Like you said, go check out Team Sub's team building videos, see how they're gonna prepare against us, and then formulate your own ideas before the match, and then hop over to my mate's Hibiki's channel tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. and you'll be able to watch the match live. So, well, it'll not be live, but you know, we'll pre-record it, but it'll be pretty much, it'll be there at 8, so go and enjoy it, yeah, and see if you're accurate with your predictions for the match and the outcome for it. But that's about it, mate. So we'll close things up there, guys. As you know, just go over to Hibiki's channel tomorrow evening at 8, and hopefully everything goes planned, and we'll see you next week for a probable top cut match, maybe. So fingers crossed, guys. Thanks for all the support that you've given us so far. Don't stop now. We've only got a little way to go, and we'll see you tomorrow. So take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and that's everything from me, mate. So you can sign off this week.
Alright, so thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye bye.